I would say if you encounter people of the Muslim faith, I would recommend trying to convert them in this late hour to Christianity, to Jesus. He's not just a prophet, they inverted the religion, and the fruit is not bearing. I don't fall into this like blanket category. I don't like blanket hate people because people commit crime across all religions and all faiths and all denominations and all races. But I do feel for the Muslim religion because I know from firsthand, like I'll only say what I experienced dating a Muslim for 2 years is they in their religion have zero protection from demons. There's nothing in their book about protecting them from demons. Actually, no, there's something, but if you Google how Muslims protect themselves or get rid of demons, they have to do the most. You have to like run a marathon, you got to find a unicorn, and you got to cure cancer. It's basically impossible. So it's like the sin in it runs rampant, right? It runs rampant in their lives. Now, they themselves might not be full of sin, but because of the tribal nature that people in history have adopted because of all kinds of persecutions, they have a tribal mentality that is you don't challenge the tribe because the tribe means survival. Now, you have a scenario where people gather under the faith and you could be a normal Muslim, but you'll be standing next to the most demonic, evil people ever, right? Seeking asylum in America while they're running a human trafficking pornography campaign in Romania, while they're grooming young women to be OnlyFans or, hookers, grooming them in America while simultaneously running a human trafficking, prostitution, OnlyFans webcam type scenario in Romania or wherever. And you'll be in the same room with these people thinking that they're your friends, and they're not. They're not like you. They're full of sin. They themselves are pedophiles. There's all this like discrepancy between ages and genders. There's so much lesbian and gay. There's so much infidelity. And you're just supposed to not ruffle any feathers. You're just supposed to be an obedient Muslim. So there could be good Muslims in the same room as the worst criminals in the entire world. And these criminals think that they are going unseen. They think that they sought asylum from their crimes in America. This is why I do agree with a worldwide law system where, no, you can actually, like, a law can actually be made and you can actually be persecuted in America, even though the sin is being committed in another country. You don't have diplomatic immunity in America anymore if you do heinous crimes in other countries. And they like want to protect their own because they have a tribal mentality, because they're biologically ingrained to protect the tribe. While they themselves might not be the worst people ever, they're friending the worst people ever, right? They're feeding the worst people ever. In fact, the worst people ever are feeding them, giving them gifts, giving them praise, giving them worship. And they're like, oh, this is wonderful. And it's not, it's an inversion. So I would recommend, if you have the opportunity to convert a Muslim, now is the time, because it's not looking good for them, right? It's not looking good for them at all, dude. And there's a reason why it's not looking good for them. This was like the one antichrist religion. 600 years after Christ, some pedophile comes around and is like, I'm the new guy. And all these people are like, okay, it wasn't okay. It was never okay. And it's not okay. This is why their book doesn't have really sound ways of living, because it's what they're not saying. They didn't warn them about the evils. They don't warn them about demons. They don't warn them about anything. In fact, if they took the warnings of their book, as inverted as it is, it's going to appear as if you and I are the worst people ever and they need to kill us or whatever, persecute us, when it couldn't be further from the truth. They've been deceived, right? They've been mind controlled. They've been deceived. I recently learned that they have satanic panic against Christians. Because of their programming, they think Christians are like Satan. And it's not true. And it couldn't be further from the truth. While they're still dabbling in sin, hanging out with people who are committing the biggest, most atrocious sins of the world, thinking they're getting away with it, and they're not. God sees everything. And they are like okay with it. And God's like, nah, we're not going to do this anymore. So don't be surprised, upcoming events about this religion. It's like seemingly like the one that's the worst, it seems, if you don't mind me saying. It's like the one that is the worst, if you don't mind me saying, because it's evident to me, especially in the way that they do not have protection against demons.